Hello. Okay, I've made a promise to myself that I'm doing this take now, whether I or make a mistake. This is the third take so far, and I'm not gonna stop the video. It's my very first video for Moon in Libra, and I'm just wanting to do this to explain what Moon in Libra is, to do a reading for the full moon, and maybe I may do a reading for Moon in Libra, but maybe I should explain what Moon in Libra is first. So I'm currently in the process of writing a course of meditations for my website, which I'm in the process of building. I say in the process of building. I've bought the domain name. My brother-in-law's bought the domain name for me, mooninlibra.co.uk, and that's as far as I've got so far. But I'm in the process of writing a course of meditations, and it's going good so far. I'm really enjoying the writing process, and the meditations are voice recorded meditations done by me. There's a couple of things that I need to explain about myself. Firstly, I suffer really badly with hay fever, so there are some times where I just sneeze out of nowhere, and I'm not going to be stopping videos halfway through because I've sneezed. So expect many sneezes from me in the future. But yeah, my hay fever is very bad, and I suffer with sinus problems and things like that. So sometimes my voice can be a bit croaky, a bit hoarse. I don't want it to stop me from making these videos. So I'm just going to go with it. The second thing is that I home educate 3 girls. I have a 17-year-old daughter, I have an 11-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old daughter, and they're here all the time. So there's going to be background noises. They may come in to speak to me, in which case I will pause the recording. But just so people know that there may be distractions and things, you know, a few bits of background noise going on during the videos. So today we have a full moon in Aquarius. The sun is in Leo, which is directly opposite the moon in Aquarius. So that's what happens when we have a full moon. It's a Sturgeon moon, or in the UK it's known more as the grain moon. We've just had Lunarsad, the pagan festival, at the weekend, and the moon over the weekend was just looking amazing. It was a really gorgeous weekend weather-wise. The skies was clear in the evening, the moon's low in the sky, and it was so big and so beautiful. So I'm going to do a reading for the full moon. I'm going to show you my cards, show you what I've got. I don't have many at the moment, but I expect that over time that will change, because I love my oracle cards. I love the oracle cards, and I am currently learning tarot. I've used tarot cards quite a lot in readings, but I've not done readings so far for paying customers yet. My confidence hasn't been strong enough for me to do readings for paying customers, but this is something else that's going to change in the future. And I'm going to be offering oracle readings and tarot readings on my Moon in Libra website. So I'm going to start doing some practicing in these videos. So I'll show you my cards, and then I'll talk a bit more about the full moon and do a reading for the full moon. So the cards that I have, I've got this deck, which was a present from my husband, and it's the Angels, Guided by the Angels deck. And then I've got a Kyle Gray Keepers of the Light, which is a really good deck. I really like this deck. I have Colette Baron Reed, the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck. these are my tarot cards, the Truth Seeker tarot cards. This is the only tarot deck that I have at the moment, but again, that's probably going to change in the future. And then I have my favourite deck. This is amazing. The Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle deck by Amanda Ellis. And I love Amanda Ellis. She's one of my, well, she's the only spiritual guide, really, the spiritual teacher that I really truly resonate with on a deep level. And I've done her level 1 course, the Metatron Attunement course, which is where I got the idea for my my course that I'm writing at the moment. And then I have this Whispers of Ganesha deck, and these two I use every day. These are my decks that I use for these are my guides, Ganesha and Metatron, and every day, or most days, I will consult them via these oracle cards. So I'll be using them a lot. And then I also have the Philip and Stephanie Cargon Druid Animal Oracle deck. And Philip Cargon was the leader. I can't remember the term. Sorry. I am a member of OBOD. I've done the Bardic level, but the term is just out of my head. He's no longer the leader of OBOD. He's passed that on to somebody else now, but this is his oracle deck, the Animal Oracle deck, so I'll be using that. I feel terrible that I can't remember something so simple about OBOD. In fact, I'm going to look that up. Philip Cargon. He's done a lovely blog post about Lunasad, which happened on Saturday. Chief, it's just Chief. He was the chief of OBOD, and he has passed that on now to a lady. Amir Burke is the new chief of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. So yeah, that's the information that I was trying to get. So tonight we have the full moon in Leo, the grey moon. We also have an occultation on Saturday and Sunday this weekend, which is when Mars is closest to, when we are closest to Mars. So we're within 1 degree of Mars this weekend. And do I need to start again? I'm not going to start again. We're not within 1 degree of Mars. The moon in the sky is within 1 degree of Mars this weekend. And so when you look up in the sky, the moon is going to be very close to Mars. So that dot in the sky next to the moon this weekend, that's Mars. That's what I wanted to say. This isn't going great for my first video, but oh well, I'm just going to carry on. So I'm going to do a reading for the full moon. I'm going to pull some cards. Now I'm asking my guide Metatron to take me to which cards are the best ones to pull for this. I'm going to draw them to that one, and I'm going to do a tarot card. How many cards? I've been told 4. So yeah, I'm going to do the Metatron card. I keep looking at the animal cards. I'm going to draw one of them as well. So I'm going to draw 4 cards for the full moon today in Aquarius. And the full moon is in Aquarius. The sun is in Leo at the moment. There's a very fiery energy around me today. I drew this card. This is my card for today, the dragon. And I've got this, which is a little, I made this. It's just a little fire pyramid. But I'm feeling I need this fiery energy around me at the moment. Okay, so I'm just going to bring my candle in close. So I'm going to start with the Wisdom of Avalon deck. Okay, so this is all new to me. I've never done this before. I've never made a video apart from doing readings for close friends. I've never made a video which may possibly go out to the general public to watch. So this is all brand new to me. So I'm not going to try and make it perfect because I'm not a perfectionist. I've never been a perfectionist. And in my life, I guess, having my kids around me all the time, that, you know, we're together every day, me and my kids, and you know, that means that they see all sides of me. My kids do. They know me inside out. I don't have school that I can send them to, so if I'm having a bad day, I can kind of keep it together until they go off to school, and then I can, you know, let it all out. It all happens. It all happens while they're here. You know, when I lost my mum, they saw my grieving process, and they helped and supported me through it. And so with these videos that I make, it's going to just be warts and all, I'm afraid. I'm not going to try and make it polished, and this is something that I've learned from Amanda as well, who makes videos, Amanda Ellis, on her channel. The idea of just, you know, doing it all in one take. She was actually talking about it recently in a video where she channeled Robin Williams. Now I don't think that's something that I'm going to be doing. I think it's this card. I don't think that's something that I'm going to be doing. The channeling, I don't feel is for me. What will occur on this channel, if it does take off, if I do decide that these videos are something that I'm going to go ahead and make available on my website, because I'm not 100% sure yet that I will. Oh, that's just fallen out. Okay, so there's 2 from that deck. What was I saying? Yeah, one take. I'm going to be just doing one take. And like I say, as it is in my life, it's just going to be genuine and authentic me. When I mess up, I mess up, and I will just carry on. When I sneeze, I sneeze. You know, you can all say bless me, and I will carry on, and that's how it's going to be. Anyway, so with this being video 1, I thought it would be a good time to say that. So this is from Metatron now. Can I have a card, please, for the full moon in Aquarius, August 2024? full moon in Aquarius. I'm going to put this card in as well, because this is the one I pulled this morning. So it might want to come out again, you never know. But this is just for the August full moon 2020. That one. I'm not going to show them yet. One more. Okay, that one. Okay. I'm going to pull a tarot card or two. Okay, full moon, August, August 2020, full moon. Okay, that one. And then I'm going to pull just one of the animal cards, I think, to see what is the animal energy that's around at the moment. So just one of the animal cards, please. What animal energy is around for this August 2020 grey full moon? That's that one. Okay. Okay, so let's see what comes to me here. So the first card that we pulled is the Queen. So this full moon is going to come with some really strong feminine energy. The moon's in Aquarius, which is an air sign, which is masculine, but Aquarius has very strong feminine attributes. She's sitting on her throne, she's holding her cup. It's like she's waiting for her cup to be filled. And there's a lady singing to her, and she's looking dead ahead. Okay, so the Aquarius full moon, I did write some notes, and something that struck me about the information that I was looking up this morning about the Aquarius full moon is that it's a good time now to take action, to bring about change. So the Queen is sitting on her throne. She's risen. She's in a position of power already. But even still, even sitting on her throne now, she's waiting for her cup to be filled, and she's looking dead ahead into the future. She's in a social setting. She's got people around her. socializing. Friendships. Oops, excuse me. Just looking at the words on the card. So it says women, fertility, feminine power, sexuality and friendships. So this is a good time to be looking forward, to be forging friendships and connections. And you can expect to be filling your cup. The next card that came out with this was truth. Somebody's coming down the stairs. Hi. She just gave me a wave. Sorry, I just had to pause it for a second. So we have the Truth card and the Queen. My attention on this card is being drawn to what's going on, what's happening under the bridge where we can't see. I want to be going under the bridge. I want to be moving into the light, moving forward, but I just can't quite see where it leads to. I can't see what's over that bridge. It's like the bridge itself is creating a barrier between where you are and what's further down that stream. I'm going to go to the book and read what the book says about this card. I'm feeling like there's somewhere that we need to be going, but there's something that's blocking that path. Truth. Now this is something that I'm actually been guided to talk. Okay, that my first video just stopped recording, so I'm going to try and carry on. I don't know whether it's my storage on my phone, and I'll just have to put them together. Okay, so truth. Truth in word and deed is what is required of you by drawing this marker. As well as resonating with your own personal truth, it's important now to also demand the same from others. In every person there's a vibrational energy that's accessible by slowing down and searching within to inquire, is this real? Am I hearing truth from another, or is it a lie? Am I speaking honestly myself, or am I lying to manipulate circumstances to get what I want? Remember, even a white lie will cause your light to fade and lose power. A lie takes you down to the lower vibrations of the ego world, ruled by separation and limitation, and its seduction to the lower world, and serves no one but the forces of darkness. This marker reminds you to remain in the light, even if it seems like a more difficult path. Truth will build a bridge across a chasm. Truth will lend a magic wand of strength and integrity. Truth is freedom. But in this world that we're in now, it is so difficult to discern what is truth and what is a lie, especially on the internet. There's just, I've been saying this for so long now, you just cannot trust anything that you read, because every time you come across an article, you can go out and you can find another article that contradicts that. You can literally debunk anything on the internet, go out and find a contrasting article, and then you have to just use your own discernment, and maybe this can help you in that process, just by tuning into it, by tuning into your own light, tune into the light within you, and then ask, is this real? This information that I have before me, is this real? Does this resonate with the light that is within me? Or is this information turning my light, dulling my light? You know, if I take this information on as my own truth, am I darkening my light? Am I dulling my light? Or is that resonating with me on an energetic level and allowing, you know, my light to continue shining? And I think that is the only way in this day and age now that you can figure out what information works for you. What information can you take on as your truth? You have to use discernment. And there are people out there who are trying to trick us to believe things that are just not true. So yeah, like it says, you know, you have to search within to inquire, is this real? Am I hearing truth from another, or is it a lie? And even a white lie will cause your light to fade and lose power. So that is where you can use your discernment, by tapping into your light and asking, does the energy, because everything's energy, even a piece of information holds within it energy. So if you can tap into the energy within the information, you'll be able to discern, as long as you're connected to the light that's within you, you'll be able to discern whether the energy from this information dulls your light, as a lie would, or whether this information can allow your light to continue to shine. Okay, so the next card is from the Metatron deck. Okay, so we've got two cards together. We have love, relationships and harmony, and priorities, building blocks for life. And I think these cards come together. I think this card is telling us what this should be. Priorities. Love should always be our first priority. And if you look on this pyramid, it's got beautiful orange angel wings, which this card reminds me a lot of. Hey, where have I seen that? It's this pattern here. I've seen that somewhere recently, but I don't think it was today, actually. I think it was on a reading that I did yesterday. This pyramid, it must have a strong foundation. And if you look, the pyramids goes up in the chakra colours. So in order for this pyramid to be strong, you need to focus on building a strong foundation, which is the red chakra, which is your root chakra, your sense of belonging, your sense of being grounded and centered in yourself, in your life, in the universe, in your environment, in your family. And again, this is something that links into the energy of the full moon. This full moon in Aquarius is encouraging us to embrace our differences. Now, in my life, I've struggled with feeling like I don't fit in my family, in groups of friends that I've had. I've felt often like a spare part. This isn't because of anything in particular that people around me have done or said to me. This has come from within me. This sense of feeling disconnected to the people that are around me, the people that I love. I have never felt like I fit in. But this full moon is teaching us to embrace that and to realise that not fitting in doesn't mean you don't belong. You can belong even if you are different to everybody else. If you feel like you're the black sheep of your family, you can still belong in that family even though you're different. And that's what this full moon in Aquarius embraces. Aquarius embraces diversity. Also today I'm working on my throat chakra. This full moon is encouraging you to speak up. Things about yourself that you feel would cause division among friends or family. Speak up. You might be surprised. You might be surprised that people don't react the way that you think they will. If there is something about you that you're hiding, now in this full moon in Aquarius, now is a time to speak your truth, to be who you are and to show your differences. Hello again, I'm back again. I've had to start and stop this video several times because my phone kept cutting out and refusing to record anymore, so I've cleared some space on my phone. I've also taken my daughter to a group which I'd completely forgotten about, so I'm quite thankful that my phone wouldn't allow me to continue, otherwise she would have been late for that. So I've taken her to that and I've just sat down to continue, and I found myself I don't even remember how or why I got onto this website, but I found a really lovely article about this full moon. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what this article said. It was on a website called Ancient Footprints, written by a lady called Sheena Adhar, and she's talking about the different names of this moon that is happening at the moment, the full moon that we've got tonight. So I think I mentioned some of the different names earlier, the sturgeon moon, the red moon and the grain moon, but this lady mentions a few more. She has the corn moon, the green moon, the dog days moon and lightning moon, which are names that Native Americans have given this August moon. And she says that the Siouan tribes of Montana calls it the Black Cherries moon, because I'm guessing black cherries are ripe for harvest at this time. And the Inuit tribe of North Canada calls it the Swan Flight moon. In China it's known as the Harvest moon. And in India there is a festival called not a festival, this month is called Stravana and is dedicated to Lord Shiva. And then she talks about the Celtic medieval names for this moon, which there's quite a few. The dispute moon, lynx moon and grain moon. And we're into the last month of Holly in the Druidic calendar and moving into the month of Hazel on the Celtic calendar. The Hazel moon is feminine and often called the moon of the wise or crone. And magical aspects enhanced by this moon include protection, fertility, manifestation and spirit contact. And it's a good month for creatives. So if we go back to my first two cards of the Queen and Truth, I linked the Truth card into the thing that I wanted Metatron wanted me to talk about, which was the fake news teachings, people teaching training courses on how to create fake news. But I felt that this card, the Queen, really represents what this article says is represented this month in this full moon. protection, fertility, manifestation and spirit contact. And this card, fertility, feminine power, sexuality and friendships. And I feel, I was saying that she looks like she's just looking dead ahead, looking into the future at what she's going to be manifesting, waiting to fill her cup. So I think this card really represents the energy of this full moon really well. And then Sheila Attar goes on to say that this moon is associated with holy wells and springs which contain the salmon of knowledge. So there's wisdom in this moon. So if you're in need of wisdom, now's a good time to ask for that. So the next two cards that I was in the middle of talking about were these two cards, the love and the priorities. And I was saying before my camera cut out that this moon is a perfect time to embrace your authenticity and to begin to speak your truth in your environment, with the people that you spend time with, the people that are in your family, the people that are in your circle of friends, your work colleagues, and you know, the little things that make up who you are, that maybe you feel are too quirky or weird or seen as eccentric or whatever. Now is the time to begin to open up about these things, and you might be surprised that the reaction that you get is not what you were expecting. And there's a saying that those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And I used to say that to my daughter a lot when she was younger, and she was struggling because my eldest daughter's autistic, so she struggled with this idea that she's different all of her life, really, certainly all of her teenage years. So yeah, that was my mantra to her many years ago. And the song that I think I was just about to mention this song before the video cut out last time. This Is Me is what's come into my head this morning. The song from The Greatest Showman, This Is Me. And there's a particular video of the lady who sings the song. As they're producing it in the studio, they've got all the cast around this girl, and she's absolutely terrified. She's absolutely terrified of singing this song in front of all of these people. And you can see her at the start hiding behind the microphone, hiding behind the sheet of music. But the lyrics of the song, which is about showing the world who you are and being unapologetic about it, the lyrics of the song, you could see it just working its magic on her. And she walked around the front, and she just walked into her confidence. And it was like the switch just was flipped, and she just let it go. She just let go. And that's the lyrics of the song is exactly what she was saying. This is me. I am not afraid. This is me. I'm not going to hide who I am anymore. I really recommend you going out and watching that video, or if I can figure it out, I'll put a link to that video in the description of this one. So that's, I mean, I've seen that video a couple of times, and both times I've ended up just in tears, because it's really emotive. It's really inspiring as well to watch this lady just go from being somebody who's afraid to show herself to just literally just letting it all go. And the joy that you can see just shines from her. It's amazing. So yeah, that's the energy of this moon. You know, you just show yourself, whoever you are. Be your authentic self. Speak your authentic truth. As my throat decides to close up as I say that, I've got my blue crystal. I'm not sure what it is. It's a lovely crystal, but I'm wearing this today to link into my throat chakra, just to give me the courage that I need to make this video, and to speak out, and to speak my own truth as well. Okay, so I'm going to move on Yeah, so these two cards, the priority, the foundation of everything, at the root of it all, is love. Self-love as well. That's where the first priority needs to lie. You need to fill your own cup first, and you need to love yourself. That's the solid foundation that you need to work on in order to move up this pyramid to get to this point. Okay, so the next cards that I pulled were tarot cards. And we've got the Seven of Swords, and we've got the Prince of Wands. These cards have got a really fiery energy. It's the creative energy that's around. I think there's a real creative energy around this moon. I think working with the sacral chakra, any creative projects will come into fruition during this full moon. It's a really good time to tap into your creativity. The Seven of Swords, I'm not entirely sure what the meaning of that card is. I am learning tarot at the moment, but especially with the minor arcana, I'm not familiar yet with all of the meanings of all of the cards. So there is a particular website that I like to use, which is the Tarot Guide, which I think is really good. Seven of Swords. Okay. Oh, I chose this card last night, actually. It's got a couple of meanings which tend to be, I think this is linking in again to what Metatron wanted me to talk about today. It's linking in with this card, the Truth, because this card, the Seven of Swords, the meaning of it is trickery, lies, deceit, cheating, scheming, spying, strategy. So I think this card is linking in to the misinformation that's been reported on. It was the Telegraph today that Metatron guided me to, an article in the Telegraph talking about a really slick organisation who have people go and do training courses. I will talk about it. I'll talk about it now, actually, because it's come up. So the group is called the Hezbollah. I think that's how you say it, Hezbollah. And it's described in this article as an Iran-backed terror group, and it teaches people to spread propaganda and disinformation online in order to spread confusion. The term that was used to describe what the intent behind this group is to have electronic armies, basically, across the region. The article that I read today is focusing on the Middle East. So it's an Iran-backed social media activist group creating electronic armies across the region who, what they teach is how to digitally manipulate photographs, how to manage large number of social media and fake social media accounts, how to make videos, how to avoid Facebook censorship, and how to effectively spread disinformation. And while I was reading it, this article that was in the Telegraph today focuses on this group being in the Middle East. But as I'm reading it, Metatron was saying, do you think that this is the only part of the world that this sort of thing goes on? No, of course it's not. This happens everywhere. Do you think America? Do you think this sort of thing would happen in the Middle East and not in America, where people are trained in misinformation? So yeah, the message from Metatron today is to just be very, very careful about what you read on the internet, because this sort of energy is everywhere. It's everywhere you go online. There are people everywhere you go. Every social media website that you go on is filled with these sorts of electronic armies, people who are paid to spread disinformation with the intent of reaping confusion so that nobody knows the truth. Nobody knows who to trust. Nobody knows who to believe. And that is the energy that is rife in the world today. And it has been for some time. And the truth, the truth, as this card says, your truth can only be discerned from your own inner light. You have to tap into your own inner light to assess and discern the information that you come across. Don't read something and blindly follow whatever it says. And then we've got the Prince of Wands. This card came with the Seven of Swords. So I think the Prince is the same as the Knight in the in the Weight Rider tarot. This would be a Knight. So I'm going to look up the meaning of the Knight of Wands. And I do apologise that I'm having to look the meaning up, but over time, obviously, I'll learn more and these readings will be more intuitive. But I'm not going to not use these cards while I'm learning, because how will I learn if I don't use them? So the Knight of Wands. Being hasty, adventurous, energetic, charming, warm, exciting, fearless, confident, self-assured, sexy, warm, shameless. Yeah, this is linking into the sacral chakra and your creativity, enthusiasm, it's a very energetic time actually. We've got Mars in Aries at the moment, which is, it's a really good aspect for getting things moving, starting new projects, especially creative projects at the moment. So if you've got creative projects that you're planning on doing, that you've been maybe putting on the back burner for a while, then now is a really good time to actually start getting that going, get that brew cooking, and go for it. Just go for it. Any creative projects that you've been planned, that you've been planning, now is a really good time to go for that. And then the last card that I drew was the goose. So this is the animal spirit that's around for this corn moon. And there's a full moon. Is that the moon or is that the sun? I don't know. To me that looks like the moon. Sometimes you can see the moon in the sky during the day. It's a full moon in that picture. And the geese flying in formation. I'm going to look at the book to see what the key words are for this. Vigilance, parenthood, productive power. So again, it's a good time to get creative, get productive. Let those creative juices flow. The card shows a pair of grey-lag geese in the fens. Ancestor of the farmyard goose, the grey-lag mates for life and was once the only goose that bred in Britain. It may have earned its name from the observation that it lagged behind when other species migrated. So that's what you can see. These geese are staying put while the other breeds of birds migrate. In the foreground we see bramble and gooseberry growing. Yeah, now is definitely a good time to get out there and go picking those blackberries, isn't it? With goose grass to the right and reed in the background. In the sky, a flock of geese are flying in a V formation heading out towards the sea. This card may indicate that you are ready to take on the responsibilities of raising a family or of committing yourself to a long-term partnership. Gida, which is the Celtic name for goose, brings creative and productive power. It allows you to open to this power, securing the knowledge that your relationship or family or working partnership will provide a stable environment to act as a crucible for your creativity. So, here we go. It allows you to open up to this power, speaking your truth, securing the knowledge that your relationship or family, the people who love you, will provide a stable environment. Your priorities, this foundation, this base, this is where you need to be focusing right now. Okay? They will act as a crucible for your creativity. Okay? Raising children. Now, this card is specifically talking about raising children, which links into the fertility of the Queen. But it doesn't have to be a family. It doesn't have to be trying for a baby. It can be birthing anything. Birthing anything new. A new business venture, a new friendship, a new partnership of any kind, a new relationship with yourself, a new creative venture. Okay? Raising children is one of the most joyful and worthwhile activities we can undertake, and the goose, with its strong attachment to its family, combined with its ability to fly extraordinarily high from one continent to another, shows us that it is possible to be both grounded and spiritual in our daily lives. Okay, so that was nice. That linked in all of the cards together nicely. Apart from this one, this is where you need to be careful. Seven of Swords. Deceits and lies and trickery are rife in this world, especially when you get online. So when you're reading around, when you're trying to figure out what's the truth, you really need to remember to tap into your own source of light. Ask for guidance. Ask whoever you speak to when you ask. Who do you ask? Do you ask the angels? Do you ask God? Are you speaking to your own higher self? Whatever it is that you choose to communicate with, ask them to help you discern the energy. Remember, all the information that you find is energy, and you can tap into that energy, and you can figure out for yourself whether this energy is something that you want to allow into your own energy, or whether you need to protect yourself from that and keep that at arm's length. So I think I've finally managed to get through it. It took 4 different videos. I'm gonna need to go and figure out a piece of software that I can use to splice all of these videos together now, because there's nothing that it's not something that I've needed to do before. So I'm going to be learning some new skills, which again is another thing that is a good time to do in the Aquarius full moon, because getting to grips with technology is another thing that it's a good thing to do at this time. So I've picked the right moment to be doing this, and I'm going to splice all of my videos together into one really chaotic and jumbled video, but this is me, so what can I say? Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've watched and got this far, I appreciate it, and stick with me, because it is only going to get better. It's only going to get better from now, as I grow and as I learn, and grow in confidence as well, because to be perfectly honest, I have felt a little bit nervous at times making this video. I'm going to be very nervous about putting it out there, but I think I'm going to do it. And if anyone's watched this video and enjoyed it, then maybe a bit of feedback would be nice. I'm sure there's going to be people who have watched it who haven't enjoyed it so much, and I'm sure they'll let me know. So if you have enjoyed this video, then it would be it would be a good boost for me if you would just let me know that you found this interesting or useful or just entertaining to watch me struggle through this video. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and take care. Bye.